All right, John, a fiery moment on Capitol Hill between squad member Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib and Florida Congressman Byron Donalds over President Trump's crime crackdown. Watch this.
It's really important. We need to stand up against this fascist takeover. That's not a bad word. It's a fact. And here in D.C. and across the country, it is so incredibly important, Mr. Chair, that this committee does not allow rhetoric that defames and or paints Washington, D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. You're just reading it. No, you're just reading it or something off of some.
Will the gentlelady yield to a question?
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Will the gentlelady
No, I
yield?
don't yield. I don't even have time. I can tell you.
Your time's expired.
It is expired, but
Tlaib,
Mr. Chair. But you all live
like
here,
Ms.
and
Tlaib.
you're not telling people the beautiful parts that you do see in our
Ms.
nation's
Tlaib.
capital. And no, it's just wrong how we're
No,
doing it.
Chairman, I think it's
Wrong.
insane that the
But you're gonna
gentlelady
look
doesn't
at
have an
the
argument, but she's going to
Washington,
refer
D.C.
to
as a
me
bunch
and some of
of
my
criminals.
colleagues.
Mr.
Mr. Chair,
Donald,
We were from the
you know
Third
this.
Reich. This is
You're
insane.
gonna look at
It's
14,
insane.
15-year-olds as
It's
a bunch of
insane.
criminals?
It's insane.
Oh.
No,
Do I
you're
look
not.
like a member of the Third Reich to you, Ms.
Please,
Tlaib?
please,
Is that what I look like
please.
to you?
You're the one taking your voting
Is that what
card,
you think?
giving it
Is that
to
what you
somebody,
think?
giving
Is
it
that
a
what you
card.
think?
No, that's unacceptable.
I think it's radical and I think it's insane. And I'll respect everything that you say. But to say something like that to myself and all of my colleagues is way out of line. It's way out of line. It's way out of line.
Regular order, Mr.
Way out of line.
Regular order.
That's okay. But it's okay, right?
That is not how it
It's
goes.
okay, right?
You hold yourself accountable before you talk about
Hold
Washington,
myself
D.C.
accountable.
Mr. Tlaib.
Washington, D.C.
Hold your
out
own
of your
self
mouth.
accountable. How
Keep
about
it out of
that?
your mouth.
Hold your own
I'm
self
trying,
accountable.
Mr.
How about that?
Free D.C. and make sure you vote with your own voting card. Don't be giving it to somebody
Mr.
else.
Tlaib.
All right, let's bring in Ari Fleischer now on that. Fox News contributor and former White House press secretary. Ari, your reaction to that?
You know, when I first watched this, my reaction was nobody looks good. This is just a mess. I can't hear it. I can't understand what people are saying. But, you know, the more I watch it, two things struck out at me. Number one, anybody notice the irony of Congresswoman Tlaib asking the chairman to tell members to mind their rhetoric, to control their rhetoric? She's asking the chairman to censor. This is the time when the Democrats are making a big deal out of the censorship from the FCC. She's the one asking Congress now to engage in that very thing. Two, her time has expired. And not to bog viewers down in the way Congress works, but when your time has expired, you don't have the floor. She should have stopped talking. That's the way it goes. And so she just kept interrupting, raising her voice to get louder and louder and louder, when the proper thing to do was just recognize her time is up or ask for more time. That's what led to this whole mess. She mishandled this awfully.
Wow. So Byron Donalds went on this morning to react to that exchange and said this.
I might disagree with you. I might think your ideas are nutty and crazy, but I'm not going to demean you. I'm not going to, dehumanize you. And I think that when Rashida or any other Democrats use that kind of language, they're trying to dehumanize us. We see very clearly that the assassin wrote the same words she used yesterday on the bullet casing. I'm not the thought police. I'm not the speech police. But there's a certain thing called decency and humanity.
So that was his reaction. Democrat Jared Moskowitz, the Dem from Florida, also reacted this morning about that exchange and said this.
If we want to talk about bringing the temperature down, we have to do it together. Just like when I talk about security and members doing more on security, we're going to have to do that together.
So, Ari, I don't know, where does this all go from here? And does this help improve this situation at all?
Well, he's fundamentally right about the fact that Congressman Daniels is when he says that he's objecting to her use of the word, they're fascist. That's a fact. This is the type of rhetoric, this is the type of language people need to bring back down the temperature. The right way for this to be done, when he said, will the gentlelady yield? She should have said yes. And if he had asked a question about fascism, and then she got a chance to respond, that would have been an elevating debate. That would have been maybe where she could have realized not to use that word, or in her opinion, justify that word. That's how you have to lower the temperature. It's got to be done the Charlie Kirk way. It's got to be done through dialogue, through people reaching out, listening to each other, and talking about it. Yelling, shouting, screaming, demanding it's your time when it wasn't her time. This takes us all in a very bad direction.
Yeah, it certainly was hard to watch, and it went on for quite some time. Ari, good to have you on today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.